Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and I want to talk about staying in. It honestly, I love plans. I love making plans. I love scheduling plans. I love to plan. And once you've reached the point of your own personal social battery, it can be really, really hard to want to go out. I tonight had some plans come up and I wanted to go. I really did. But all day I've been thinking about my to-do list. I've been thinking about the things that need to be done in order for me to feel good this weekend, to be successful this weekend, and I had to decline. These were plans that I wanted to do. I wanted to go, and I was on the edge. After a little bit of the person trying to convince me a little bit, they're like, oh, come on, it'll be so much fun. Well, we won't drink that much, we won't stay out that late. And I was just thinking about the goals that I've set out for myself for September and for the rest of the year, and honestly, just my personal goals. I have been trying to record my podcast on Wednesdays. I have been trying to keep my house clean. I've been trying to go to bed at a certain time. I've been trying to stick within a certain diet. I feel like I have really let go parts of my routine this summer because I've had a lot of plans and a lot of events. And when you have plans and events, your routine is disrupted because you're out of state. You're in a different environment, you're in a hotel, you're at the airport, you're at your parents'. You don't have all the things that you want to have, and that can really switch up your routine. So for me personally, I know that my routine has been disrupted. I just got back from Scottsdale, Arizona, and this weekend we are headed to Northeast Iowa for Labor Day, and I was like, I am going to feel overwhelmed come Sunday. If I do not do what needs to be done, if I do not do my laundry, if I don't can the rest of my peaches, if I don't sweep the floor, catch up on laundry, all of those things, all of those burdens that we put on ourselves, if I don't complete that, I know that I'll be upset with myself and I will be feeling rushed and anxious and all of those things come Sunday. I know that I have Monday, all of the actual holiday, to rest and be grateful, but I want to spend that day not having high anxiety. I want to be able to relax and to not think about the things that I should have done Wednesday or Thursday or Friday this week. So I said no. I said, hey, I'm really, really sorry. I would love to do this with you, but I have other obligations. I'm really sorry. And it was tough, but I guarantee you that they had just as much fun in their own group than they would have had with me. Would it have been great if I could have came? Absolutely. But when you have goals and aspirations or things that you're working on, you sometimes have to set boundaries with yourself, not even with other people, because it's not with that person on why I couldn't go, right? They didn't prevent me from going because they did nothing wrong. They wanted to hang. But for me, I have to hold myself accountable for the things that I didn't do this week, right? I could have recorded a podcast yesterday, but I chose not to. I had the opportunity yesterday, and instead I watched Hulu and I cleaned the kitchen, which the kitchen needed to be cleaned. But it's all this spiral effect of if you keep putting things off, then you have to do them at some time. And I had been putting them off. I'd been putting off doing the work that needs to be done. And you can't keep putting it off. You have to put your foot down, and you have to be honest with yourself and say, why am I trying to put this off? Is it because I don't love and want this goal so much, or am I putting it off because I'm procrastinating about doing the hard work? Because anything that you want and like are putting on a high pedestal, if you want it that bad, if it's that great, it's going to take work, it's going to take effort, or why else would you want it? So it's hard to decline friends' invitations. Like, I hate declining. I hate not being able to go out and have fun. But when you have priorities, when you have things that have to be done, you need to sit your ass at home and get it done. I had the opportunity to get it done, and I didn't. So now I'm paying the consequence. I'm paying the price. I'm staying home on a Wednesday night and I'm recording my podcast. Why? Because I told myself I'm recording on Wednesdays. I'm tired of waiting until Saturday and Sunday to record and feeling stressed out. I'm also, staying in so that I can keep up with my laundry. So many people ask me, like, how can you build confidence? How do you execute? How can you get this done? How are you juggling all this stuff? And the best way to build confidence in yourself is to keep the promises to yourself. The best way to build confidence is to keep promises to yourself. So if you say, tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up at 7 a.m., you wake up at 7 a.m. Perfect way to build confidence. Another way is you say, hey, I'm going to do this. You get it done. That seems so simple, I know. But how easy is it to put it off? Those two things are the best way to achieve anything. When you say you're going to do it, do it. It's going to build confidence, and it's also going to get shit done. So write it down. I like to take the 3 deliverables for the day. That's it. 3 things, 3 focuses. This is what I'm doing. I put them on my little, I got a notebook. I write them down, and as soon as it's done, I cross them off. Sometimes it is go to Cycle Bar. Sometimes it is organize the pantry. They don't have to be big, but they're going to give me a sense of achievement. So when the time comes on, all right, the work, I'm at the end of my day and I'm thinking, was today a good day? Could I fit in more? As long as I have achieved those 3 things on my list, it was a good day and I achieved what I needed to achieve. And if I wanted to rest, if I wanted to read a book or take a really long bath or sit in bed and watch Gilmore Girls, I'm allowed to do that because I have achieved and accomplished what I set out to do. This past week, and the week before going to Scottsdale, there was things that I put on my list that I did not do. So if I had 3 things to do and I had to carry one to the next list, not a big deal, but that hindered me from achieving the next thing. And it also gives your brain this sort of decision fatigue. And I've been working so hard on reducing my decision fatigue. 1, I don't have social media apps on my page, on my main screen for my phone. It's hidden, so I removed from my home page. So when I wake up, it's not which social media app should I click on and scroll through and which posts should I like. They're out of sight, they're out of mind. I only have 1 alarm. So if I don't get up at that alarm, who knows when I'm going to sleep in. That is decision fatigue. Should I get up or should I stay in bed? I have 1 alarm, so I have to get up. That's reducing decision fatigue. I've been having the same breakfast for the last 2 months. It has been so good. I have 6 eggs. I am trying so hard to get my protein in. I'm terrible at protein, but I'm working on it. That's a promise I made to myself. I'm building confidence in myself by eating protein every morning. Now, I try to have protein before coffee, but sometimes a girl has got to have some coffee. And speaking of coffee, I have been trying to limit my caffeine intake because it is not that great for your nervous system. So I have been promising myself 1 cup of coffee. Okay, I have a latte. It's a fake latte. I take freeze-dried coffee. I take a scoop of that and I blend it up. I froth it up with a little bit of water and I put 8 ounces of milk in it. And you know what? It is the best coffee I have every single morning, and that is helping me save money. It is so important for me to spend the dollars of importance, so I'm putting the money in the right spot. You know, like, I'm not going to Starbucks every day. I'm not going to the little coffee shop in town. Like, I'm putting my dollars where I need my dollars to go right now. And so I'm saving money. That's a promise that I kept to myself. There are so many little things, easy things. That was my morning routine that I just told to you. I do it every single day. I'm reducing my decision fatigue, and then that way I can focus on those goals at hand. So I can focus on those 3 main goals that I have. If I don't get those goals done, it's not that big of a deal to carry it over to the next day. But just know, when that day comes, you want to go out with your friends, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to actually decline. And so it's this balance of, are your goals important to you? And if your goals are important to you, you're going to get them done. You are going to execute and you're going to implement and you are going to get them done. On the other hand, if you think that your goals are important, but you can't ever seem to follow through and you can't ever seem to complete them, you need to ask yourself, is the goal really important, or am I letting things become a distraction or have more importance than the actual thing that I want to do? For me personally, I want to have easy weekends. I want to be relaxed. I want to not have this urgency that I have to get things done. I think it's very important for you to reset and to recuperate for the next upcoming week. I want to be as productive in a short amount of time as possible. I don't want to drag it on. I think that The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss is one of the best books ever created. I want to make sure that I am condensing my time, and when I am on and when I need to complete something, I am completing it. But when I'm ready to take a break and can peaches in my kitchen or read a new book, I'm reading the book, I'm relaxing. So this weekend for Labor Day, I'm not going to be stressed because I got everything done. Was it so hard to say no? Absolutely. I did not want to say no. I wanted to go. So there's going to be times where you're met with a decision on, should I stay true to my goals? Should I stay true to my plan, what I implemented, or should I allow someone else to sway me to doing something that they want? And it's up to you. You have the choice to say yes or no. But whatever you choose, remember, there's going to be a consequence tied to it. So my consequence for tonight was, I'm going to have all of my stuff done, but I'm not going to be able to have fun with my friends. But it's actually dominoed from the other days this week and days from last week. So I needed to edit 2 YouTube videos last week and I put it off. So I had to do that this Sunday. And I was supposed to record an episode in preparation for this weekend, and I put that off until today. So I'm paying for it now. That's my consequence. If I would have gone out and I would have had a blast with my friends, that would have been so fun. That's a consequence of this weekend when I'm feeling so tired from traveling, from being with family, from being out of the house, and of course, in the water, I'm gonna be in the pond. I want to have a good time. I don't want this over-looming fear of, I should have got things done, right? That regret, that knowing that it's lurking and it's waiting for you, right? The procrastination monster. It's just hiding in the closet, ready to jump out. and ready to make you feel bad when you are supposed to be having the best time. Like, I don't want that. I want to be able to relax and enjoy when the time is here to relax and enjoy. When it's time to work, I'm putting in the work. That's how I am. It was instilled to me at a very young age, especially during TV shows. This was back when Netflix was in the mail, so you would have like a little disc, and we would be watching a season of the OC. Oh, that was my absolute favorite. And we would be watching part of an episode, and mom would pause it really quick, or if it came to like the next episode, she would pause it and she would say, oh my gosh, okay, run, put your laundry in, or sweep the floors, or go do this, or grab lunch, and then we would come back, right? Like, it's the in-between part. When you're working, you're working. During that break, I was working, okay? I was running my laundry upstairs. I was sweeping the bathroom. I was mopping the floors. I was doing anything that needed to get done. So when it was time to sit in front of the TV, I could sit in front of the TV and fully enjoy it. There was no, oh, I should be working on my housework, because when the break came, it was gonna get done. That's why I think it's so important to have these stop and start times. So for me personally, I have a stop and start time for my cell phone. So when it comes to 7 o'clock, I'm putting my phone away. When it comes in the morning, it's 2 hours before bed, and it's 2 hours in the morning before I get on my phone. So with that, there is a caveat. If I am driving to my workout class, it's a 45-minute drive. So I will put on Spotify, but no social media apps, and I already have it picked out on what I'm going to be watching or what I'm going to be listening to the night before. So there's no like scrolling, there's no switching, nothing. So 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night, I'm putting my phone away, and I'm also taking off my Apple Watch. So I've been trying to get 10 to 12 to 15,000 steps every single day, but come 7 o'clock, I'm taking my Apple Watch off, because if I didn't make my step goal, there's no sense in trying to reach it at 7, 8, and 9, because that is a rest time for me, okay? The goal is gonna have to wait for tomorrow. If I'm feeling any bit of regret, I'm gonna carry that with me for the next day, and I'm gonna work a little bit harder. Yesterday, I did not reach my goal. I got like 9,400 steps. It was difficult yesterday. I gave it everything I could, but come 7 o'clock, I didn't make it. I took off my Apple Watch because I don't want to get notifications, and there's no sense, and I like no electronics before bed. So I took off my Apple Watch, I put my phone away 2 hours before I was to go to bed. And that has just been so good for my sleep. And then when I wake up, I'm not touching my apps, I'm not touching my email, I'm not texting anybody until 2 hours after I wake up. Because that is my time. I'm having my morning routine. This is something that I've worked so hard to cultivate and have. I used to be in a job where I had to get up super early, and I did not have a morning, and I had to go rush to work, and I was getting home super late. So to have the convenience and to have the luxury of being able to have a slow morning, like this morning, I got up, I switched laundry, and I went for a walk outside, and I took my morning coffee. It was great. I went for a leisurely walk with my coffee. I came back home. I logged onto my computer for work, and I was like, if I was in the same job that I had, I would not get this, right? And so when I am having those times of ease and those times of relaxation, I'm leaning into them. When I was on my walk this morning, I was not checking my emails, because in that time, I was focused on that walk. I was gaining clarity, and I was gaining inspiration and insight into my goals. So when it did come time to work, I was all in. There was something said this past weekend in Scottsdale during the Powerhouse Women's Conference, and someone said, she was a mother, and she said, if you do not take time for yourself, and you are giving, and you have reached, and I love when she said this, she said, when you have reached the point where it is not coming from love, whose fault is it? Is it your child, your spouse, your coworker, your boss who has asked you for something, but you have failed to put a boundary in, or you have failed to take the time for yourself? Whose fault is it? It's your fault. It is your fault for not taking the time that you needed to get your shit together. It's your fault for not putting the boundary in. It's not their fault. So that's what I did tonight. I put a boundary in. Not that they were asking too much of me, but because I don't want to get to the point where it's not coming from a place of love. So tomorrow, when I have to go to work, instead of thinking about all the things that I should have done Wednesday night and now it's Thursday, instead of thinking about all the things that I should have done, I'm going to come from a place of politeness, good attitude, good energy, because I've taken care of myself and I've taken care of the things that needed to be taken care of, so then I can better serve the people in front of me and the people around me and the people that I love. So it's okay to stay in, and it's okay to take care of your goals and to take care of you. Because nobody is going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. It's going to suck in the moment, but I believe in you. So whatever it is, however you need to take care of you, make it a priority and put the boundary in. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.